Well, might as well just give my thoughts on what my worst films of the year were. To be fair, I haven't seen all of these. I've only seen that, and that. But not these. There's gonna be on the list, even though I haven't seen them. Nor that I wish I would see them. So let's just get it over with, shall we? You know, everybody likes The Ring. It's a good remake of a foreign horror film. So when you take an idea based about an urban legend on the internet, it could be a good idea, right? Wrong! Not only is it one of the most boring horror films of the year, it's one of the worst horror films I've ever seen. Just look at what they tried to do. Take the urban legend of Slender Man online, and they just take what they took from what's been on the internet from right when it came out, and then they don't take anything that's actually expand upon it. Like, that's just the worst form of storytelling. How could you actually do that? And not only that, it does take The Ring from using all those footages, but different footages. And just to be clear, we have had a year in the movie theater business where there's 3 films that have had flashing sequences with people who have epilepsy or photosensitivity. They will have seizures. Now these scenes are briefed. I know for a fact that this will have an effect on you if you have those diagnoses in your eyes. I don't know how it works, but you are going to experience that. It might have been like that for The Ring, but I'm getting ahead of myself. You will almost wish you would watch A Quiet Place and Hereditary, because those are aka the good ones. Just watch those for a chance, huh? I mean, does anybody want a remake to this? Anyone? Someone? You, Morgan Freeman. Dash? Exactly what I mean. Overboard is about as perfect as a comedy as you can get. It has Kurt Russell, it has Goldie Hawn while they were still dating and then became a couple. And it has just more better idea. It's not perfect. It's just a good comedy right next to Caddyshack and the Blues Brothers. So when you go years later and get Anna Faris, who, by the way, can be funny at times, she can just do other crap like Yogi Bear, Alvin the Chipmunks, and about anything else she's done in the past. Oh yeah, and there was the House Bunny. And aside from the El Girano del Bliss, I can't pronounce Spanish people's names. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just can't. I love Spanish people. I just can't pronounce the names right. All I can say about him, I call him the Latin Lover, because he was in that, the good one. Oh, and Geostorm. Is that right? Anybody remember that? Anyone? Someone? Yeah. It probably goes without saying. You cannot do a remake to a classic comedy if nobody wants to do it or asks to do it. It probably goes without saying. I'll be watching the original more than I'll be watching this on TV.
We've seen it before, overused revenge stories, and there's no reason why it's called Peppermint. Besides how she says her daughter has peppermint in her blood or whatever, she doesn't give a reason why it's called Peppermint. No one gives a reason why it's called Peppermint. That's the one thing that gets me every time. It's okay, but it's still the worst. I've seen it before every single time. Just stop being the same revenge story and do something new.
Does anybody remember seeing this in theaters? Did anybody get a release date? Did anybody see a poster in their theater? Did anybody saw a TV spot? Oh wait, was it Netflix? Was it Netflix? Can someone pull it up? Let's pull that up. Oh. There's our Movie Pass. Not Netflix. Oh, no, not Pitbull. Don't, no, he did not do the music. He did not. You do not, you just do this, you do that, but you don't do that. You don't do that for a true story movie. I'm sorry, John Travolta. I gotta hate you again. If you want a better mobster movie, go rewatch The Godfather, Goodfellas, and anything else that was actually a good mafia movie. Hey Nostalgia Critic, is it still too late to review Show Dogs? And you'll do it next year, I'll bet. How is it that Roger Gossell gone from being an editor to a director? I mean, come on, Roger Gossell, he's a good director, right? Nah, let's just go with Nub and Kiss, the good one. Everything else? How much talking animal pictures can you get? You have cats and dogs. You got Marmaduke, Garfield, and every single one of those comic strip adaptations of one of those into live action is just so awful and just terrible. How can you do this? Well, poorly CGI for one, and a story that we see countless times all over the world, and you just get tired of it every single day. And yes, everybody has heard what has happened. The child grooming. And although I didn't see that, I knew that that was the disastrous event for every single movie theater chain and for Global Road. For their one of the few movies that have gone back to the editing room, cut that scene out, whatever the scenes were, probably 2 or 3 scenes of it, and just put it back in the theaters after just 1 week. It's still making an awful movie, no doubt about it. It's still poorly received, it's poorly hated, poorly done, poorly executed. I'll give it this, they were funny Lego Batman jokes. But everything else is still bullshit! Oh, J.J. Abrams, you're so good at keeping everything a secret. Everything else you do is just good. You're like a Spielberg. You're like a Spielberg. You do everything that a sequel or a movie should do. Not give away anything. And your Cloverfield movies are good. Cloverfield 1 was good, and 10 Cloverfield Lane was actually a really good movie. Despite not being a found footage film. That's A+ for all you squeezy people who can't stand found footage shit cam. But it could have been good in theaters, but same how it was for Netflix when they grabbed Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle, Duck Duck Goose, what was that? Oh yeah, Annihilation. But that was just released in America, Paramount, and just internationally by Netflix. Netflix really is trying to be the next Disney, aren't they? This is not only one of the films that I was most anticipated to see by the time the Super Bowl spot came out, but it's obviously the weakest attempt of tying everything together. Cloverfield Paradox had a lot going for. I mean, the premise is good, but Everything else besides it is just wasted. The characters are alright, and everything could be a better prequel than just the Star Wars prequels. Now I know that there are fans on that one, but just saying. Just saying. Even the ending just gets me confused. But everything else is kind of confusing too. I mean, parallel dimensions are a good idea to put in your Cloverfield universe, considering how it's kind of tying itself together. I'll go back and refresh my memory of the Cloverfield films. But aside from that, if you're a Netflix binger, go ahead and watch it. But if you're a big Cloverfield fan and want to see everything tied together, this can be a little bit of a click away for you. Just just about 10-15 minutes in. Or more than that, and you'll just want to take it off. I knew that from Ridiculous 6. No, it's not a remake. It's just another Robin Hood movie. I mean, we're in the 2010s, but didn't Ridley Scott and Russell Crowe just one together? And that one similar to this one? Sort of? Yeah. Okay, I'll give it credit. They have a good cast. Ben Menzies, Taron Egerton, Jamie Foxx. Everything else could be a good film, but it's one of the biggest bombs of 2018. If you want to go for dumb, fun films, this will probably be for you. If you want to see what you could do for a fan film of the Assassin's Creed Origins, this could be like an Assassin's Creed fan film. Because just look at the design for Robin Hood. He looks more like a thief than a He looks more or less of a thief than a cosplay Assassin's Creed character. It's all too modern, and I'm okay if you want to do one of those legendary things like King Arthur and everything else that's kind of a legendary figure to do modern, like Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time is better. But if you do that for Robin Hood, then you're gonna be like King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. And that is like this. You can compare it to that, because that is how you can understand it. And even the ending, they just opened up for a sequel. To give the Guy Ritchie's credit, he was gonna make King Arthur a series, but after that one bombed financially and critically, they canceled it completely. And if they were gonna do a sequel to this Robin Hood, they probably cancel it too.